The following video is for the consideration of the cosplay heads and live events coordinators of Ohayocon 2009. If you're not into cosplay or conventions in general, don't watch this video.
Hi, I'm SCXCR, although those of you on the Ohayocon forums would probably know me better as Klepto. I'm here because of a certain cosplay that I'm doing for Ohayocon 2009, and it involves a character from Jet Set Radio. Those of you familiar with that game realize that 95% of the characters in that game wear rollerblades, the one I'm doing being no exception. And this presents kind of a problem, because Ohayocon does not allow rollerblades in the convention space. However, I did get a message saying that if the wheels were locked and flattened, that they would be able to work. Well, after a little work, here we are. Obviously, I haven't finished painting up these because they're going to look yellow and orange by the time I'm through with them. But the locking system and the wheels themselves are actually done. I don't know if you can see this really, but what I've done is I've installed some rubber stoppers underneath the wheels where they meet up with the boot. And what happens with this is, when you install the wheels, you have to push down really, really hard to be able to get the wheels to line up with the bolts. And then you slide the bolt through, tighten it up, and you have a bunch of different forces acting against each other. You have the wheel pushing up on the stopper, which pushes back on the boot, which pushes back on the wheel, and it essentially locks the wheel into place. Hold on, yeah, it doesn't really move. Now, I could tell you that these would work at Ohayocon, but since one of my hobbies is YouTube game reviewing, I prefer not so much to tell you that it works, so much as I prefer to show you that it works. So without further ado, let's run this through some scenarios that I'd be presented with at Ohayocon.
Test number 1.
Walking! Obviously, one of the things you're going to do the most at any convention is walking. Lots and lots of walking. And at Ohayocon, it's kind of unique, because there's the convention space, which is primarily carpet, and then there's also the area in front of the hotel, which you may pass through from time to time, which is tile. So, two kind of different surfaces, and I have two different setups that I think can demonstrate these will work on either. Okay, walking across the carpeted surface. Not having a whole lot of issues with this. You know, this is basically just like walking around in really bizarre platform shoes. I mean, I'm not moving any slower than, say, your average Pyramid Head cosplay. You know what? Let's try this. I'm going to try and see if I can stop on one foot with these. Yeah, I'm not really having any problems with this on carpets. Let's try wood floors. This is a much smoother surface and should be a more accurate representation of what these will be like on tile. Now that I think about it, this is actually less like platform shoes and more like ski boots, which I guess is kind of appropriate considering they're rollerblades. Again, I am not having a lot of trouble on this, even though it's a much smoother surface. Because when the material of the rollerblade wheels themselves is actually a lot similar to the grips on a shoe. So when I cut them off with the saw, it kind of scarred up the bottoms and created its own sort of tread. So yeah, again, I'm not having really any kind of problems moving around on hardwood. And yes, there are elevators at the convention, but that doesn't mean you're always going to be able to use them, especially at Ohayocon. Kind of a history with that. So you may end up taking these stairs to go from a different part of the convention to another part of the hotel, or back up to your room if you don't feel like waiting. So let's test these out on stairs too.
Let's get scratching.
Yeah, let's see how these work on stairs. As you can probably tell, I'm walking with my feet sideways, and that's because of the rollerblade design themselves, how the wheels are at the ends. but it's also a problem with that I actually have feet that are much larger than these stairs. This is how big one of these stairs are. This is how big my foot is. Even without the rollerblades on, my heel hangs off the edge of the step. So, it's not really a problem with the rollerblades themselves, but more so me. Then again, I don't remember stairs being this small at Ohayocon. And even if they are, I've demonstrated that I can move on them pretty well. Now let's say for whatever reason, while I'm wearing these, I feel like doing something that I don't usually do, which is go to a dance or a rave. How would those hold up to slightly more advanced forms of movement like that? And that's pretty much it. So this is Klepto or SCXCR or Random Jackass with flattened rollerblades. Hope to see you there.